Hello, I'm Councillor Jude Deakin. I represent Chelmsford West in the County of Essex. I've just come out of a meeting where the Cabinet Member for Highways, which is Councillor Rodney Bass, has given his reasons why he feels he appears to be content with what's going on with the street lighting. I don't agree with his point of view. I do have concerns. Many of my residents are feeling very fearful, particularly when they're walking home at night. We have uneven pavements, and that doesn't help when you can't see where you're walking. Now, I also have some elderly people who are even more fearful now. Councillor Rodney Bass in the meeting today has said that he appears to be quite content to allow people to change the way they live in order to accommodate this lighting issue. He's also saying that the way that things are, you should be able to put some lights up outside your house, and you can illuminate your area that way. Now, for many of my residents, that's not exactly easy. You know, you do need to employ a qualified electrician in order to do this, and sadly, that's not a cheap thing to do. So, I really cannot agree with what he's surmised today, and obviously we will be campaigning to look at other ways. There may be grants that we can apply for our residents to allow them to have these additional lights, but of course that impinges on their electricity bill. And let's face it, we're all paying council tax. So what are we paying council tax for if we can't feel happy and comfortable and safe in our own streets? Over to you. What do you think?
I'm Stephen Robinson, the Liberal Democrat spokesman for Highways and Transportation on Essex County Council, and the Liberal Democrat group is very concerned about the blanket switch-off policy being promoted by the County Council. We're concerned about the impact on the nighttime economy, in particular in town centres like Chelmsford and Braintree, and the fact that a lot of people are around and about on legitimate business after midnight. We are thinking that the council should have a more flexible approach. There are places where, even if many lights are going off, some lights should be left on, so that we have, for instance, safe routes to walk home to local neighbourhoods. We also think that they should be looking in the medium term at new technology, and how that new technology could actually help them save even more money than they're planning to save, and reduce carbon emissions by even more than they're currently proposing. And we think that they really should have explored that and should now look at that, possibly on a phased basis. Like many other councils up and down the country have introduced LED low emission lights on their street lamps, and that's what Essex needs to look at now. I think obviously in rural areas which are used to having their lights off anyway, it's nice to be able to appreciate the night sky. I saw the International Space Station fly through the sky a few weeks ago, and we had the Perseid meteor showers. But also, people are concerned about their own personal safety and crashing into objects which may not have lamps on, and shopping trolleys and black bins have been left in the street. People are worried about that as well. So we've got to consider people's personal safety. But the County Council seems determined to press off with the switch off. And so we think they should be a little bit more flexible, and rather than have a blanket switch off policy.